Kim Kardashian. The name evokes global fame. She's the ultimate self-made icon who turned scandal into a multi-billion-dollar brand. But beneath the curated image and undeniable success lies a chaotic and deeply human story, her love life. It's a repeating cycle of intense scrutiny, strategic partnerships, and devastating collapses. From a 72-day marriage that became a global joke to a power couple fusion that ended in exhaustion, Kim's romantic history is a masterclass in how fame distorts the search for authentic connection. Is this merely the cost of her extreme celebrity, or a deeper psychological blueprint preventing the stability she craves? Today, we unraveled a pattern that began long before the fame, revealing why Kim Kardashian, the woman who controls everything, seems to lose control the moment she falls in love. Our story doesn't begin with a fairy tale. It starts with trauma. At just 19, Kim married music producer Damon Thomas, and what seemed like love quickly became control. She later said he was very controlling, the king of the castle, as she put it, and even claimed he physically abused her. That experience forged a deep link between love and control, a pattern she'd spend years both escaping and, ironically, unconsciously repeating. The fallout from that controlling marriage led her to Ray J, and eventually the infamous sex tape. When it leaked in 2007, it was a moment of public humiliation and total loss of control. But instead of retreating, Kim and her family faced the scandal head-on, launching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Psychologically, it was both desperate and brilliant, a way to turn shame into power. She learned a dangerous lesson. Vulnerability could be monetized, and controlling the narrative meant controlling everything. This newfound power quickly shaped her love life. Her relationships with Nick Cannon and NFL star Reggie Bush were her first high-profile romances, an effort to shift from scandal victim to glamorous celebrity. The problem? These men, particularly Bush, wanted privacy, while Kim's career thrived on maximum visibility. The tension was immediate. He wanted a private life, she needed a public one. The relationships collapsed under the spotlight, and the pattern was set. Vulnerability leads to control, and control demands visibility. This early history exposes the first pillar of Kim's pattern, the control compulsion. Born from the trauma of her first marriage, it drove her to control both her image and her relationships, choosing partners who either elevated her brand or were easy to manage. But control, she would learn, is the opposite of intimacy. Yet this was only the beginning. Her attempt to force a fairy tale into her unconventional life would soon explode into a 72-day disaster. By 2010, Kim was a reality TV superstar, yet her personal life remained chaotic and carefully managed. She longed for normalcy, a conventional win to legitimize her unconventional fame. Enter Kris Humphries, an NBA player who embodied stability and traditional American values. To Kim, he was the perfect antidote to scandal, her chance to buy a fairy tale. The engagement and wedding became a massive televised spectacle, earning the family millions. The wedding was a transactional event, crafted to cement her image as a legitimate star. But Kris Humphries was a person, not a prop. He soon realized the relationship was staged for the cameras. Kim, swept up in production momentum, confessed she felt trapped, unable to stop the runaway train of her own wedding. The conflict was the ultimate clash between authentic emotion and manufactured reality. The marriage lasted just 72 days. Public backlash was fierce, accusing her of faking it for fame. It was a self-inflicted humiliation that proved her life couldn't sustain a normal relationship. The lesson wasn't to seek less fame, but a partner who could match and magnify her power. This period reveals the second pillar of Kim's toxic pattern, the search for external validation. Her early career taught her that public approval meant power. She pursued high-status partners who could legitimize her fame, relationships that were more transactional than emotional. And who better to embody that fusion of art, fame, and ego than the man who had been watching her from the sidelines, ready to turn a reality star into a fashion icon. What followed would become her most defining and most destructive relationship, the ultimate power couple. Kim's relationship with Kanye West, beginning in 2012, was the ultimate expression of her need for status and control. Kanye didn't just accept her fame, he elevated it, reshaping her image with precision. As her stylist, creative director, and intellectual equal, he fused their ambitions into one unstoppable brand. For the first time, Kim felt truly seen and validated. Kanye gave her the ultimate external approval, transforming her from tabloid star to Vogue cover icon. But an ego fusion leaves no room for vulnerability. Their relationship thrived on shared grandiosity, not emotional safety. As Kanye's mental health struggles grew more public, cracks appeared in their empire. Kim faced a familiar nightmare, a partner she couldn't control, but now on a global scale. No longer the star, she became the crisis manager, waking each day unsure what chaos awaited. The very need for control that built her success had become her deepest exhaustion. Their divorce was long and painful, but it marked Kim's greatest psychological shift. She realized that external validation could never replace internal peace. Leaving Kanye was an act of self-preservation, choosing her own well-being and her children's safety over status. This was the birth of true autonomy, the moment she began seeking love that was safe, not strategic. Having escaped the ultimate power dynamic, Kim made a move that shocked the world. She dated a comedian known for his self-deprecating humor and anti-celebrity attitude. Was this a genuine search for something real, or just the next evolution of her pattern? A different mask for the same wound. Pete Davidson was the ultimate psychological palate cleanser, the antithesis of Kanye. Younger, lighthearted, and self-aware, he offered Kim something she hadn't felt in years: fun and emotional safety. For her, it was experimental healing. A chance to just be, without the weight of a billion-dollar brand. Kim later admitted she sprang into the relationship as a distraction from truly healing. But Pete was a bridge, not a destination. Their worlds clashed, his low-key lifestyle versus her global empire. And with Kanye's public attacks fueling constant tension, even this safe space became contaminated by her past. The relationship did its job. It soothed, but it couldn't last. After Pete, Kim entered a period of conscious retreat. Her quiet and casual relationship with NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. marked a sharp contrast, kept under the radar to protect what was fragile. Even her later, codenamed romance Fred signaled a shift. She was no longer chasing status, but safety. The woman who built an empire on visibility was now choosing invisibility, for the sake of her heart. This stage reveals the third pillar of Kim's pattern, the rebound and retreat cycle. Each breakup sends her swinging to the opposite extreme, from public to private, power to peace. These choices aren't random. They're psychological attempts to find refuge from the chaos of the last relationship, often without allowing real healing to take root. But can the most famous woman in the world ever truly have a private life? And does this retreat into discretion finally break the cycle? Or is the same need for control and fear of vulnerability still waiting to resurface? Kim Kardashian's pattern is clear. A tragic paradox of success. The same drive and need for control that built her empire have sabotaged her search for love. The woman who perfected the public image has struggled to master the unpredictable nature of real intimacy. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Kim's love life and would like to see more, help me reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Your support would mean the world. So, what do you think about Kim's repetitive pattern? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.